like to welcome everybody to another edition of the Major Music Lounge, joined by a good friend of mine, longtime friend of mine. We go way back. He was on the show on two other occasions. I'd like to introduce Zak once again. What's good, my brother?
What's up, Big D Dot? How you feeling out there, brother?
Oh man, it's just been that summer heat, kind of like we was talking about before. But other
Yeah,
than that, man, just recently released a beat tape. To all you listeners out there, go ahead, get the Vintage Sound beat tape on all streaming platforms. And then starting to work on some new music aside from that I plan on putting out later this year. So just been kind of staying busy with all of those projects, man. And
yeah.
trying to just create this content, man. What about yourself? I know you've been up to a lot down there. Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to recently.
Recently, man, I just dropped the EP, The Me He Saved Me From. It's a Christian hip hop project. Just recently got signed to New Tribe Records. We got a lot of things cooking, man. I've been doing some shows back in the mix. COVID's kind of, I wouldn't say it's dying down, but it's getting a little more stable to where people are starting to open up on, the functions and stuff a little bit more for us to get out there and do the live performances. So, yeah, man, we just cooking, bro. We out here just trying to keep things lit.
Yeah.
I got a lot of new brothers on the New Tribe record label that I'm eager and willing and excited to collaborate with. Shout out Rob the Beloved, you know what I mean? Shout out Zachariah, Israel, man, Kinfolk, all my label mates, man. It's like I was tied in with the homies Kinfolk, man, and they put me on, and now it's just opened up some doors, and things are going crazy right now, bro. It's really, I'm really blessed right now, to say the least, man, with everything that's going on.
Man, congrats on both the EP and joining the label. I don't know, I think one day you had posted about that in your IG stories, and I had seen
Yeah,
that. So I've been wanting to tell you, congrats to you on that,
thank you,
man.
sir.
We're gonna kind of get into that.
Yeah,
And I got a chance to hear the EP as well, man. And I like the production on it, like I listened to. I still got to finish it. Today was just a busy day, but I listened to opening prayer and then Can't Give Up. And those two, man, really, I was really impressed with those. And I think you had a feature on one of those as well,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Can't Give Up. Can't Give Up features my partner King Riggs,
Yeah.
NASA Riggs out there in San Francisco, and then my partner Dvarg. And Dvarg is actually, so me and Dvarg collabed on an album a couple years back. Expect the Worst, Pray for the Best. That was a nice little album we did, but he's exceptional, man, at what he does. He's an MC, he's in a jazz band, he's a engineer, and well esteemed engineer, man. As a matter of fact, I just ran into him today again, out of nowhere, and I told him, man, he was like, congrats on the album. I'm like, man, that album is just as much yours as it is mine, man. He was such a blessing to work with. He just like masterfully put that thing together, bro, because I did this album. I really wanted to take my time and do right. So what I did was, all the beats that I purchased, I got tracked out, and I just didn't rush anything. I let the Holy Spirit lead the way on this whole thing, bro. And
Yeah.
I just I had no rush, no intention on rushing anything, because I wanted to really just create a masterpiece on this one, bro. And this is only, I call it the EP because really this EP and the second volume of this EP will be like an album together. So there still is a part 2 coming out, and I'm actually, you got a feature on there, bro. I already
Yeah.
got your verse.
Yeah.
You and Vboy and Sharinda from Consonant. I always mispronounce that. Consonance or Connaissance.
Kind of.
Anyway, there's a group out here that she's part of, and she sang the vocals. I don't even think you've got a chance to hear that hook she did, man. It's crazy. So that track, and it's produced by Spaduda, which is a big producer out in New York, East Coast, and he produces for some big names. I know he's done some stuff with I believe he's done some stuff with Griselda and Jadakiss and a bunch of big names out there in the East Coast. So I got the pleasure to work with him, grab a few beats off him. Matter of fact, one of the joints that I got on this EP, the opening prayer joint is his production.
Wow. I
So
like that.
yeah, man. So I'm just excited. Like I said, Dvarg and NASA Riggs were on that track number 2, that Can't Give Up. The video and you know, this EP, half of the EP I did in videos. So we got the Victory joint with Rise the Artist and Sherika. I got the Can't Give Up with Dvarg and Riggs, and then I got the latest one, the Me He Say Me, from the title track to the album, just dropped, man, about a week ago. And man, the Can't Give Up joint that you're speaking of, man, it was a pleasure to do, because I got my partner JB the Original, who's a San Francisco artist that I worked with for many years now, and he was actually unfortunately shot and paralyzed from the neck down. And his story is just amazing, man, because he just keeps going. He's doing nonprofit stuff. He's a very positive individual. He's got his clothing line popping off, which I was wearing in the video. And then you know, it kind of showcases his story and his struggle of everyday life, just getting up and getting ready for the world. And you know, it's not like you and I, where we can just jump up and do whatever we want, man. Some people aren't as privileged. So he was, you know, it just shows what he goes through every day to just get ready for an everyday, you know, his habit. And so um, shows a little bit of that and the struggles that he goes through, but he's smiling the whole time, which is an inspiration. And that's what I love about that. That's why I wanted to get him in the video. Also, my partner Big Mac, he's an OG San Francisco rapper from Hunters Point out there, same area as King Riggs. We show a little bit of him on there, doing some jump rope, doing his everyday exercises, because I know he actually had a pretty bad heart attack.
Yeah.
And then after he was coming back from the heart attack, he caught COVID, and that hit him pretty hard. And it just, you know, he don't give up. And that's why we got him on there, man. He's an inspiration too. Mac Truck, man. Shout out Mac Truck. And then the last little, it's kind of like a story within the video, which is awesome, man. That's why I love that video so much. It's really personal to me. I got my daughter Chloe in there, and she's, you know, she's shooting some hoops with me. I'm showing her how to ball a little bit, you know, showing her I still got it. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little shake and bake on them, you know. But yeah, man, it's a cool video. I encourage everyone to go check that thing out. It's very meant to be very inspirational, and I've got a lot of great feedback on this project and that video in particular, and just like everything all together. It's just really doing what it's supposed to be doing, man. And you remember when me and Vboy did the Parallel Universe project? That
Yeah.
kind of was the beginning of everything, man. Where it's just like we just on this positive vibe. You know, we've done enough stuff that's been detrimental to our people and ourselves, to where it's like, man, let's uplift people, man. We got this platform. Let's use it the right way. Let's spread some positivity. Let's keep people motivated, you know, and be a good influence instead of, you know, stuff that's it's talked about in a lot of rap music and gives us a bad name and a bad image. It's like, you know, I know people like to reflect on the struggles, and that's fine. But you could also talk about how you made it out of the struggles and where you're at now, and try to inspire someone, you know, to do the same thing. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You know, first and foremost, I do want to shout out V-Boy because you mentioned him in there. But you know, also you're right, because I said this on the last time you came on the interview, but it's just kind of cool to see, cause from listening to you around what, 2009, 2010
Mhm.
till now, and noticing how you evolved and, you know, just started spitting about more positive things. And as I get older, I kind of think about that as well, you know, having nieces and nephews, and
Yeah.
just a lot of my other friends, they have kids as well that, you know, might listen to some of my stuff. So I keep that in mind. I'm not there quite yet, but I'm working my way, you know,
Yeah.
to try and make more positive music. I won't even say it's negative, but you know, it just certain things, certain types of content. I'll leave it at that. Certain
Yeah. No, I got you.
types of content that I may speak about on records that you know, maybe I would say that I could do a whole lot less of. So um,
Yeah.
tell us a
I
little
mean,
bit. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I keep up with you, man. You can see right here. Bam. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I got
yeah,
that
man.
thing downloaded already on the phone, you know what I mean, at a different speed. And I remember first time I heard it, I was really analyzing it because that's what we do as artists, right? And producers.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, man, my boy came a long way, man. It's a great project, man. So
yeah. Thank you,
salute to
man.
you on that. I know you've been dropping consistently, man. You've been dropping a lot of projects within just the last few years as well as before that. But I just want to take my hat off to you, bro, and I mean, give you your flowers while you're here, bro. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I
I
know you've been
appreciate it.
putting that work in too, bro. And your beats is slapping. Like you got the podcast going. You got major music, and man, you always been somebody I looked up to and tried to follow the lead with too. You know what I mean? So I got to give you your credit where credit's due.
Man, I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
We got that joint on the next project
man.
that you got. And then I even forgot about you as well. I just knocked out this EP with the homie Rook One. Shout out to Rook One. And then working on Major Moves 4, which is gonna be probably released. I'm aiming to have that out in November because I usually
Mhm.
put out a project every year around that time, which is my
Right.
birthday. So
Nice.
yeah, man, just trying to keep it going and for yourself too, just representing for other artists in our kind of like age bracket, because
Right.
a lot of people sometimes think that after 40 you should be doing some other things. And
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe that. Yeah, I think that music doesn't have any type of expiration date or anything like
Definitely.
that. So, I definitely salute you for doing that and continuing the movement as well. That's one of the
Appreciate it.
reasons that I can continue as well. What's your thoughts really on that?
Man,
Just
I feel like
my
if you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like I mean, I've always went with my fans ahead of anything, man. I don't really. It's funny because I was just filling out a survey for ASCAP. I was logging on to finish up all my information for the album yesterday, and they hit me with the survey. They're like, okay, you take the survey and you can qualify to win something. I'm like, all right, let me just try this, and and I remember a lot of the questions were, asking me about what I got my information from, what I keep up with, what magazines I read, what online websites I go to for all my music information. And to keep it real, man, I really don't even read any kind of magazines. I really don't, I'm not a producer, so I'm not a gearhead. Like some of y'all really keep up with all the new stuff, which is
yeah,
great. I love good beats. I can produce a little bit, but I had an 88 key Korg Triton back in the day, and ever since I lost that thing,
yeah,
I never really got too much into it. Plus, it's like that's just another hat I would have to wear, and I love producing. Though I could really get down if I had the time, but like I said, getting back to that, like I didn't really, what I really keep up with is my fans, and the reaction from people that listen to my music is key to me. So if people start telling me, look, man, Z, hang it up, man, and a lot of them will keep it real with me. Like, that's what I love about people that listen to my music is there's a lot of valuable opinions, people that I value their opinions highly, and I'll ask them straight up, like, what do you think about this? And if I get enough of that to where it's like, I'm not feeling this, or maybe you should, maybe it ain't your time, whatever. I'd gladly just, give it, pass the torch to the next person, man, and be like, look, man, I had my run. It was fun, I had a good
yeah,
time,
yeah,
but I really feel like I got a lot of gas left. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So that's what keeps me going, man. And like, like I said, that's why I really getting back to this project too, is that's why I really wanted to just take my time and see what I could do without feeling rushed, without feeling like I had deadlines. I wasn't signed at the time, so I had no pressure. And I have this theory too, man, about music, and it's this: when an artist comes out with his first project, that's usually his best project, right?
yeah,
Well, most of the time it's like a movie. I compare it to
yeah,
movies. Like that first, Friday the 13th was the best one. You know what I mean? And arguably, of course. But like any series where they have part one, part two, part three, everybody always want to go back to the first one. It's like the first album, that was the best one. So, and it's funny because this is the first album I did solo right here in the
yeah. I
background,
remember that.
shortstop, and everybody remember that because I had Mac Dre on it. I had a bunch of big names from out here on it. Rest in peace to the Furlster, man, Mac Dre. But yeah, it's my theory is when you don't have that pressure to come out with something, then you create your best stuff. Because if you think about it, once you drop that first solo, once you drop that first group album, whatever it is, your first one, then you got all this pressure and anticipation for your next project, and you put it on yourself as well as other people hitting you up like, man, when you coming out with something, and you just kind of like working a little bit faster, trying to get things out, trying to duplicate what you just did, but it never comes out the same. And you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I feel like that's kind of what I went back to, is that mindset. Like, I don't have any deadlines. I don't have anybody I need to please. Like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to do this for myself and for everyone that likes to listen to my music. You know what I mean? And really have a positive message in it. So I feel like I accomplished that. You know what I mean? Even though it's only 6 songs, it's 6 songs that we definitely took our time on, from the recording to the mixing to the mastering to the artwork, everything involved. It's beautiful how it came together, and I cannot wait until volume 2 drops as well, because it's a lot it's a lot different than the first project, but it's recorded the same, you know, the same standard on the beats and everything else. It's going to sound like an album altogether, like I said, but it's just a whole different kind of album because of the sound and the vibe of it. So it's going to be exciting, bro.
yeah, man. I definitely can't wait to hear it. You got any type of like ballpark on when you plan on dropping it?
I really would like to get it out before the year's up.
Okay.
And I already have 4 of the 6 songs recorded. All I got to do is go drop 2 more songs. I'm waiting on some vocals from King Reegs and Big Mac. Actually, we already got a song with Jules Jones. Shout out my boy Jules Jones. He's one of the dopest singers in the Bay Area. Best kept secret, hands down. Shout out the homie big time, man. I know
Sure.
he been waiting because he sent me his hook and his bridge a while back, and he probably thinks I forgot about him. But Jules, baby, I ain't not forgot you, bro. We about to get this in. It's a hit already. You know what I mean? The beat is dope. My verse is dope. Jules killed it. And I know when Big Mac and King Reegs get on that thing, it's just gonna put the icing on the cake. So that's a huge single that's gonna be dropping. Man, matter of fact, that and then there's another song called Divine Mercy with D-Varg and my boy Spitta from Redwood City that we've already pre-released ahead of time because D-Varg is releasing that on one of his projects as well. So that's a leak that's out there right now from the next
Word,
project.
word.
I might change it up just a little bit with some of the instrumentation at the end, but it's a really dope track. And then so that's 2 of the singles, and the third one I plan on dropping is the one with me, you, and Vboy. Now I was gonna get at you about that too, man, because I want you to be out here in the Bay to shoot this video. So,
Yeah.
man, I'll take care of the cost for the video if you can get out here, man. You know what I mean? And we're gonna make some magic, bro.
Yeah,
Because that's
we're gonna chop it up about that, man.
yeah, definitely. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
bro.
good.
Cause
So yeah,
okay, yeah, yeah, man. I definitely, want to pull up on y'all and see the city, man. Just come and kick it with you. We can,
yeah,
maybe work on something while we're there.
for sure.
On top of that, man. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about the record deal, the label.
Man,
How did
so
that? Yeah.
yeah. So I got a partner out here, Anthony Carino and Jeffrey Sanders and Martwan Crawford. They're in a group called Kinfolk. I'm really tight with them brothers, man, and we've been doing a lot of work together. They're actually featured on this album. Track number 4 is called "Follow the Leader." Jeffrey G Macbeth is a youth pastor out here that actually heard the Parallel Universe project and had some constructive criticism on it as a Christian brother, and I love him for it. You know, it was all in love, and he kind of let me know about some of the things he saw that were a little regressive in his eyes. And so I got it to brother for the first track off of this, actually, man. And I told him, look, man, I understand what you're saying. Lead the way. I was like, man, let's do a track together. I really want you on a track so I can just see more what you're talking about than just talking to you on the phone or in person and chopping it up about like what you feel should have been a little different. You know what I mean? And he loved the project overall. He thought it was great, but he just had some input, which was well received. I love my brother,
Hmm.
man, Macbeth. So we ended up doing the track, all 4 of us. and it's called Follow the Leader. And it kind of fits, like the theme of what we were talking about, and that just kind of set the tone for the whole album. To be real with you, man. So that's my brother that put me on with the record label. Him and my brother Anthony Carino. He's the DJ for the group, DJ A Chill. Those are my brothers in Christ, man. My brothers all day, every day, man. I love those guys, man. I met Anthony in a men's group at a church that's in the area, and we've just been tight ever since, man. They throw these events out here called The Rock every once in a while. It's a Christian hip hop event, and they got me on most of them all the time. You know what I mean? They rotate artists, so I'm not on every one of them, but I'm always supporting. And I've been out at a lot of those. We just did one of those not too long ago. So they put me on with Rob the Beloved, who is the label owner out there in Florida, and you know they just let me know that I'm welcome in the family if I want to be part of it. They sent me the contract. I looked it over. It looked fine. And from here on out, we rocking, man. So it's all love, and it's like I said, it's opening a lot of new doors that I didn't expect to be open.
Yeah.
When I was just rapping I was talking about this today with Vboy, man. It's like when I was expecting a lot from my music, I wanted to make money, and I wanted to be heard, and I wanted the likes, and I wanted the followers. It didn't really come like I wanted it. So when I got saved, I turned my life around. And so the music is just another interpretation of life as it is for me. So once I started doing stuff for the Lord, it's so crazy because things just went the way I was always hoping it would go without even that effort. Because now I really don't care if I get paid. I'm doing this for the message. I'm doing this for to motivate others and to introduce others to Jesus Christ. To be real with you, big homie, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I want to see that this is the truth, and I want people to know the truth so they can accept it, and so they can be granted the things, the gifts that I've been given. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of those gifts being eternal life. So why wouldn't you want someone to know about that? You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, and so, man, yeah, it's like all these doors are just opening, man. I got a lot of plugs just popping off right now. Like a lot of people are picking up on the music. DJ Severe out there in New York spun to me. He saved me from first about a week back on his show, live Twitter feed. Um, I got Kelly from Music Lovers. Man, she's opening up all these doors, and heavy promotion in her magazine, Music Lovers magazine. So everybody go check that out. They got blog, they got magazine, they got all kinds of things popping off. And then Leo the Lion, man, he's out here and he's got a bunch of radio shows. They're spinning my tracks every night this week. So from I think it was Sunday or Monday, they just started spinning on all these different stations. Shout out Leo the Lion for the plug, man. So like, man, and these brothers are the ones that put me on New Tribe Records, man. Rob the Beloved, G Mac, G Macbeth, the whole tribe, man. We're connected. It's love. It's like, and they're saying it's Zak season right now. So shout out my brother Zachariah. There's another artist on the label named Zachariah who's many. He drops crazy bars, bro. And he's coming back to back with me on these releases. So they're saying right now it's Zak season. It's our season. So we turning up, dropping these projects, man. And so
Yeah.
just be on the lookout for all that, man. Because we actually doing a little collab EP as well. It's going to be about 4 or 5 songs, entirely produced by producers from New Tribe, which would probably be all Rob the Beloved, to be real with you, man. He got
Okay.
some crazy beats, bro. Like when I first signed on, I'm like, okay, they got in-house beats, they got in-house mixing, mastering, graphic design. But I'm so used to doing things by myself, and I hold myself to a high standard that I wasn't really, and this is respectfully, I wasn't really expecting
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
crazy from them. I'm like, I'm still gonna do my thing the way I do it. But now that I start to see like what they got in store for me, bro, I'm hearing these beats from Rob. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Israel, like there's another brother named Rob on the label too, and these guys are putting beats out in the group chat, and I'm like, man, bro, y'all got some real heat. Like I wasn't even expecting this. So it's crazy, man. Like God is working. We're gonna stay working, you know what I mean? It's a blessing, bro, big time, man.
Yeah, man. Congrats to you again. And you're absolutely correct. Like, I kind of see what you said about when you don't do this for money, it seems like a lot more opportunities happen. And I feel that way too about a lot of things that I'm doing now. Don't get me wrong, I would love to get paid and do this full time at some point. But
Hmm.
at the same time, I feel like I'm also now making better music, which is kind of opening more doors for me, whether that's on, doing collabs, also performing at, like, I'm about to do this end of the summer show out here in Dallas in a couple of weeks. And I got that from another opportunity. I met someone at a show at a couple of months. So it's just kind of like seeking these opportunities and just focusing on creating better music and getting out a better message has allowed me to grow my network and created other opportunities for me. So it's kind of funny how that works because
Yeah.
I feel like when people try to do things for money, they also, in some cases, may try to copy somebody else's image and try to do things how they think somebody else did it and
Yep.
thinking that it's going to work for them when it really won't. They got to find their
Correct.
own lane to get into.
That's a fact, bro. I feel that.
What I wanted to ask you is, well, tell our listeners, like, where can they find all your videos and, your new music?
Most of my videos are on my Head Honchos page on YouTube. So you go Head Honchos with a Z, HeadHonchoz. Um, just I mean, if you look Zach one up, you're gonna find a lot of stuff. But what I gotta give the disclaimer that I haven't been saved my whole life. So I was doing music before I was saved, and you're gonna find some stuff that doesn't line up with the way I'm living and spitting right now. But the reason that I do keep that up, and is because I'm not embarrassed of who I am and what I came from. I'm not, not shying away from that. What I want people to see is the changes. So if you look back at that old music, that's the contrast. You can look at that, and I think I might have said this on your show before, but I know on some interviews I said this where I feel like it's Zach one AD and Zach one BC. So before
Yeah.
Christ and after death, which is dying to myself, is like it's just it's a whole new me, but I still got the skills. It's just I'm just doing it differently. You know what I mean? So I really do want to keep my old stuff up so people can just check that out and see this is who the brother was and this is what he came from, and that's part of my testimony. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's my disclaimer. But you can find it anywhere, any major outlet. You're gonna find my music: Pandora, Spotify, the YouTube channel. Anything that's got a music platform. I don't know why. I was gonna ask you about this too later on, but my distribution, they put the new album up everywhere except right now Apple Music and iTunes. It's not up on there. I don't know what the holdup is, but everywhere else got it up there for now. It's just something that I got to get cleared for whatever reason. It's the first time I had any kind of bumps
You
trying to
go
get
through a
my
distro
project.
kid?
Nah, I use Tooncore.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah, I've been using them forever, and so they just changed their deal to where it's the
Yeah.
one-time fee. And now I'm able to go back and actually upload a bunch of my old stuff that people have been rocking forever that hasn't been, on any of the Spotify stations or
Yeah.
anything like that. So that's a perk to what they got going right now is I'm gonna be able to update the station and stuff like that with a lot of the stuff that people have been listening to for years that they haven't really had a chance to check out except for certain sites. Like I got a lot of my stuff, my old stuff on Dat Piff, which nobody really listens
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
anymore. And I got some things on Bandcamp, some things on, SoundCloud. What I did was I tried to upload different stuff to different sites so people would want to go to that site just to listen to certain things
Yeah.
instead of all having it in one place and only getting my streams on that one spot. I would be able to get some streams because this is an album you have to listen to over here. But people don't always keep up with that. So this will be a good way for me to be able to upload a lot of the stuff that people been looking for, and you know what I mean. So um, come on, TuneCore, get that
Come
thing on
on,
Apple
Tuka.
Music for me, man. What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't
I
know if
haven't
DistroKid is the same way, but it's like they got no kind of contact information, man. It's like you can't even really email them or ask them what's going on. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's man, I'm surprised. I haven't used Tooncore since maybe like 2017. I think it was the last album I dropped. Um, and like I know like DistroKid, I haven't even had the only issues I've had really is there was a few times I dropped the album like just on a dime and it didn't get to stores like right away, and that's expected. But I waited probably about 2 weeks and then it was started to get into all the other stores. It got to like Apple Music and Spotify first, but then everything else was slowly added, you know, day by day within those 2 weeks. So I know what you mean. I was actually thinking about doing the TuneCore membership too, to see what they have, because I still do have some of my music on there.
Yeah,
I just kind of got away because they were doing that $50 a year to release an album, and then they got comparable to what DistroKid is offering. So I kind of like what they're doing, so I might check them out, man. And
right.
then I did listening to what you were saying a while ago. You know, keeping your old music on those platforms. In fact, because you want everyone to see the change. You know, I commend you for that as well, because I always think as an artist, as creators, every album that we come out is kind of like a chapter in our lives. And
Right.
obviously, like you're not the same person you were when you started rapping. I'm not the same person I was when I started rapping. So, you know, you're
Right.
gonna have all those life changes in all those records. And I mean, if
Yeah.
you are still, you know, making the same type of records after 10 years, you know, as an artist, that person gotta, you know, really check themselves. They're just rapping
Yeah.
about the same things over and over and stuff.
Right.
And you'll hear it in the music. And you know, you're not the first actually kind of talking about the previous album, but I had somebody else telling me about that as well, just kind of hearing the evolution in a lot of the music that I make from then to now. So I can
Yeah.
definitely relate to you on that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, people go through it with you too. It's like your fans, they were going through a certain thing at that time, and that might resonate with them to where it's like, oh man, they was bumping this song when they was doing this or that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
I think it's all relevant. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Where can they find you at online? I know you talked about your music, but like your social media platforms.
Most of my stuff is just at official Zach One, and it's a ZAK with the number one. So Zach One. There's a lot of people that have tried to use the Zach One. So if you can't find me under just ZAK One, Zach One, and just look up official Zach One. That's my Twitter. That's my Instagram. I got the Zach One official artist Facebook page. Um, I got a lot of stuff. I got to get the website back up and cracking. With all the new tribe connections I got now, I'm sure that they're going to be able to help me get something going for a little website. But yeah, there's even just on Google, like I said, man, you'll find a lot of stuff because I've been doing it for so long. I want to say this is album. I could probably tell you right here, real quick. Um, let me check something real quick for you, bro, because I feel like this is crazy. I just looked this up the other day. If you don't count all my old stuff, yeah, I don't got it right here. I got it on my other one. But anyway, I believe this is like album at least like 14 or 15 for
Wow.
me. So, and then I got a lot of underground stuff I was doing before this album, but that's what I count. Basically, I count this album as my first because it was my first solo. But I was in a group called the Head Honchos before that, Hurtful Circle, rest in peace, Juan Canobe. Um, I was a big part of the movement from Road City just coming up from my area. And people have been just rocking with me ever since because I never left them behind. I always bring them with me wherever I go. So there's a lot of things, a lot of history, bro, in this music, man. A lot of
Yeah,
history. I've been collab with a lot of people in my area, outside of my area, out of state. You know what I mean? I got like a good fan base wherever I go, man. I always got people that'll show me love, man. I've been out to Detroit.
shout out
I
to
love with the
Detroit.
Beat Doctor and Blue Rilla out there, man. They got a good movement going. You know, New York, my partner Joe Black out there, man. My partner Bundles. They've been doing it for years, and they got things cracking out their way. I'm always get love out there when I ride out there. Vice versa, you know what I mean. I got D Dot in Texas, man. You know what I mean. So
Right.
there's a couple things, couple states that really show me love, but I mean, I just love the collab too. You know what I mean? Especially when I got the home studio cracking. Just send the vocals out, send the vocals in, get it mixed. Been doing I've collabed with a lot of big artists in the past, as you know. I did the joint with Chinks, rest in peace, Chinks, Mac Dre. Those are two of the big names that I've rocked
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
Got a joint with Spice One. I got a joint I still never released with Burner that I might have to drop on their heads sometime soon. Um, you know, got a joint with Waka Flocka, my partner Derail that's featured on the Me He Saved Me From title track. Put me on a track with Waka Flocka a little while back. So it's a lot of big names I've collabed with. So you know what I mean. I just been keeping it relevant for a long time. I haven't really had too many gaps in my releases to where anyone could say I fell off. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Well, one thing, man, and I know you're a busy man, so I'm just putting this out there. I want to produce an EP for you one day. So,
I would love that, bro.
we're gonna chop it up on that as well.
Yeah,
But I just wanna do the beats, man, and let you do what you do, man.
I would love that, bro. I'm gonna need a 16 from you on there, though. You know that already.
I got you, bro. I got you. You know you always got that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that would be
man.
that would be a lot of fun, bro. I'm looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Same here, man. We'll definitely get up on that as well, man. We got,
Yeah,
so much to do. Uh your next project said I'm gonna get at you on this and then feature for the next album as well. So and the
most
video.
definitely.
So I wanna get out there and do that video with you, man. So
Yeah, man, that'll be dope.
yeah, man. It's been a pleasure, to do this again with you. And as I said, bro, anytime you want to get on, I'm just a message away. Hit me up, let me know what's good. And yeah, bro. This has been another edition of the Major Music Lounge podcast with your boy D Dot along with Zach One. And we are out.